File 93718. The files of the National Super...
Do we have to talk about the Thrilling Three? Yes, I was part of that group, and it was well-intentioned, a bit misguided. You know, let's face it, it wasn't really the Thrilling Three. It was really the Thrilling One plus two in Gazer Bean's mind. It was less than thrilling. Less.
I don't need helicopters, I don't need airplanes. I can heat the air underneath me and lift right up, and I don't have equipment. The flames come straight out of me. What a waste. Some superheroes have equipment, and I think that's just a waste. You have to maintain it all the time. I just have my super suit, and that's about it. I like my independence. You know, the NSA knows that I'm very independent, and, you know, a team, you know, surrounding, you know.
My powers are atomic density manipulation, ability to reshape matter. Say you have a cut or a boo-boo on your arm, I can, you know, I can probably do something about that. I'm not exactly a Band-Aid. I'm a little bit better than that.
Being a superhero, one of the first things you got to do is figure out what you want the people to call you. You know, I started out, well, let's go with the power, but, you know, forehead ray disintegration guy, that was too long. I couldn't do that every time I went out to save someone. You know, walk up to a supervillain, it's like, stop, it's forehead ray disintegration man, and by then he's already turned tail and run. So one day I'm having lunch in a local diner, and I'm really desperate. I haven't thought of a name yet, so I'm just looking.
You see, when one is a superhero, there's a certain catalog of expectations that are incorporated with it. Say, the physical appearance. Yes, I stay in shape. Yes, I have the colorful outfit that goes along with it. But you see, what is inside? The perception, the sensitivity, the foresight.
I'm hypershock. So I have seismic wave generation, which is the ability to create earthquake-like disruptions in the ground to stop the bad guys with my dual seismic amplification hammers on one on each hand. No, I did not buy them at the hardware store, haha. Fly around with my vector thrust fusion rocket rucksack getting from place to place, and my powers enter effectual and non-solid materials, but if I can get a 6.0 on the Richter scale...
Burst audio file incomplete. Damaged during mission. Audio file for macroburst mission recovered, but determined incomplete by NSA Division Delta. Found missing. Assumed confiscated during surprise attack by Baron von Ruthless.
I'll be happy to answer any questions you have. I just, you know, it's kind of off day for me. I blew out the pipes. I was trying to seal off this thing that came out of the water. You know, the villains, they always got those bases and stuff. So the funny thing is I blew out my pipes by blowing out the pipes. You know what I'm saying? It's a little joke, you know.
Plasma bolt erased inadvertently due to plasma bolt's electromagnetic aura. Scheduled to re-record.
So in high school, that's when I realized I had the ability to possess other people, to send psychic waves to other people to get them to do things that...
Strategale's mission audio file deemed incomprehensible. Suspect either faulty recording equipment or a high level of ambient wind noise. Splashdown audio file irretrievable due to water damage.
Kind of gases in the air, and I can take them in. I'm kind of like a sponge in that way. I emit them however I want. I can emit your oxygen, I can emit carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, you know, whatever you need. It really depends on the situation. Say there's a fire, you know, and I gotta save people or whatever.
Thunderhead PSA, stay in school, take one.
Hello kids, this is Thunderhead. I wasn't always a superhero, but now I am. And I didn't graduate. I thought I was trying to tell them to graduate, wasn't I?
Superheroes have the alter ego so they can have the so-called normal life. Me, I choose not to. I don't see why I get so much flack for not having an alter ego. I mean, it's supposed to be a secret. No one's supposed to know. So what's the point? So if I take a girl on a date, I'm wearing the costume, sure. They like to bask in the awe of Universal Man. But when we're alone, you know, with the candlelight music and the pericomo and the fragrant...
Being a superhero, one of the first things you got to do is figure out what you want the people to call you. You know, I started out, well, let's go with the power, but, you know, forehead ray disintegration guy, that was too long. I couldn't do that every time I went out to save someone. You know, walk up to a supervillain, it's like, stop, it's Forehead Ray Disintegration Man, and by then he's already turned tail and run. So one day I'm having lunch in a local diner, and I'm really desperate. I haven't thought of a name yet, so I'm just looking.
When you're a female superhero, getting clothes that don't wear out after a couple of wearings. I mean, after one good fight, I don't want to look like a housefrau, like I'm wearing a burlap sack. So, you know, I've spent so much money. I've been broke trying to put together a good wardrobe for work. And that's just when is this problem going to be solved for me? I can't wait for the day when somebody can put together a good line of action wear. You know.
You see, when one is a superhero, there's a certain catalog of expectations that are incorporated with it. Say, the physical appearance. Yes, I stay in shape. Yes, I have the colorful outfit that goes along with it. But you see, what is inside? The perception, the sensitivity, the foresight.
I've had some mishaps as Frozone, but generally, I've learned how to take, lemons and make lemonade, And I've been able to do some things for people that, possibly would have turned out quite badly had I not been there. I've gone on vacations with friends of mine who were looking forward to a great ski vacation, and we got there, snow was melted.
There's always going to be a lot of collateral damage. There's lots of villains, and there's lots of villainous deeds going on at any given time. Part of my job is to prioritize which villains I'm going to combat, So, I take a look around, I see if there's any good-looking women who need to be rescued immediately.
I think the question I get asked the most is what happened with the Thrilling 3. It was working fine for me. I have no problem working in groups. I think we were very successful. I think at times we may have been among the best, but a team is just that, a team.
Some superheroes, they pay attention to their look when they're first breaking in, but then they get a little notoriety, they get a little sloppy. I mean, I don't want to, name names, but okay, the Flange. You remember the Flange? Oh, Flange. I mean, I love that guy. Hey, Flange, I love you, and I'm not talking out of school here, but the outfit, come on. I mean, he wore that out, but he didn't even have it cleaned. He had schmutz on it from other battles that he fought, and he actually